right, Matthew Allison, I am chair. I'm opening the meeting at 7:05. And I have to read the COVID thing. I've relocated so I can. Town of Lunenburg, in response to the COVID-19 coronavirus, is currently following the guidance from the Lunenburg Board of Health, Massachusetts Department of Public Health, and the CDC regarding excuse me, the virus and steps communities can take to prevent the spread, and all town facilities are currently closed to the public. In accordance with the governor's order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, all public meetings are being conducted remotely. This meeting may be broadcast live through local access cable. It may also be on Facebook Live. I'm not sure. Maybe public access Facebook page. And will be able to be found on the Lunenburg Access YouTube channel within 24 hours after the meeting. Following information is also provided for members of the public that would like to participate in the meeting remotely. To participate remotely from a computer, please use the link below to join the public meeting webinar, or from a telephone, dial the toll-free number 888-475-4499 and enter the meeting ID 890-7156-2312. Again, that's 888-475-4499 is the number to call, and enter ID number 890-7156-2312. If you're on the phone, you can just speak up. We're a pretty loose group here, but you can press 9 to raise your hand, so we'll know that you want to say something. So we've called to order everybody, but Jorge Marzuka is with us tonight. We have neither one of the market managers, and we'll start off with any public comment or open discussion. Mary Ray has invited someone. Are they in reprographics or design? You're muted. You. Oh, maybe I muted you.
There we go. No, it was me. Yeah, he does a little bit of everything with like web design and graphic design, flyers, printing, all that cool stuff. So I figured I was going to text him after public commentary to jump on. He's ready to jump on whenever.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Anybody have anything? No.
I saw the email that Mary Ray put out with the flyers on it. That's pretty cool. Definitely. Was that like Lee, New Hampshire or something?
Yeah, they had the best one.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I like how I think it might be kind of hard, especially if businesses or farms don't have it, but I liked how they put the business card right in there.
Yeah, it was cool.
For them.
All right. So we approved the minutes at the last meeting with 3 of us from August 27th. And I didn't take it off the agenda. I still haven't written them for September and October. November and December, we didn't have meetings, and January was last meeting. So we're still behind. It's my fault, totally my fault. So new business. We can hold off until your friend joins us to hit the first item. Oh, no, wait a minute. Discuss recent court finding, dog breeding. That was something Kira brought to my attention. It was quite interesting. If Kira would like to take the floor and start off the conversation.
I saw it. Some of my friends live in Ashby, and we're discussing it, and I thought it was interesting. There's a woman who breeds Berndoodles, which are Bernese Mountain Dog poodle mixes. Cool. And I think she has like 12 or 18 breeding pairs, and all the neighbors didn't want her breeding
Wow.
dogs, and the town took her to court. And she claimed that it was agricultural because she is making a profit off of a domestic animal, and she won, which I thought was kind of interesting because I wouldn't think that type of dog would be considered agricultural. And
Yeah,
um,
no, I mean, I grew up raising dogs, and I didn't think that it was an agricultural thing, because dogs are licensed. There's kennel licenses. They can be deemed dangerous animals by the Board of Selectmen. I was a surprise to me.
yeah, and you don't like really, unless they're like a herding dog or a livestock guardian dog, they don't really serve a purpose for livestock. And it's not like you're eating them, or they're plowing fields, or grazing pasture. So
Maybe if you let Doodle out.
yeah, I mean, I don't even think Bernese Mountain Dogs are considered a guardian. I don't know, but I don't think they are.
No, they're working breed, so
Yeah.
they do stuff.
Yeah. I mean, poodles are hunting dogs, but hunting doesn't, it's not quite
Okay.
agriculture. But I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that it happened.
Yeah. So that's precedent setting.
Yeah.
And it's on the legal books now.
Mhm.
I don't know how much weight a local jurisdiction would have, but it's something to take note of. That's good.
Yeah.
Can we see any kind of an impact or an improvement or any benefit that may be had from something like this for anybody in Lunenburg?
I mean, does dog breeding, is there tax on that? Like, does this town get any money? Is it considered a business?
Hmm.
I know over 4 dogs, you have to get a kennel license, and I believe you have to pay for that. And Kathy has to go out and inspect your kennel. I don't know what the requirements besides the 4 dogs are and what she would either approve or reject, but I believe you would have to pay for the kennel license. And then besides each dog being licensed.
Yes, we did have to have the kennel license, and we did have to get the tags for all of them and get their vaccinations and stuff.
Did
But
you
as far,
charge sales tax on the puppies?
I don't know that. My mother ran the business, so
Yeah.
I certainly can ask her and get back to us.
I mean, I don't know how that works as a business. Like, would it be a town business where it generates money?
Well, see, my situation was a little confusing because we are agriculture, because we got 12 acres of hayfield and we hate them, and that we're in chapter. So we bred horses as well. So that qualified us for the ag. And I never really gave it a lot of thought about the dog breed, but I'll certainly mention it to her. I don't even know if there are any other dog breeders in town.
There's the lady who does the raw dog food, the Napa Fresh lady. She breeds Bruce boys. They're like a Russian deerhound or something, some kind of sight hound. But
Okay.
she makes raw dog food.
There's a guy over on Howard Street, I think. I guess has like a really state-of-the-art breeding program for French bulldogs and I think English bulldogs.
Yes, actually, that's what I just thought of. He, we met him a few years back. He came in to complain about the Jacobson's farm. Their animals were getting loose and being on his property. Ryan might remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, so there's at least 2 others in town. Interesting. So if we think of anything that would be a kind of a benefit, then maybe we can share that info with those people.
Yeah, I mean,
Excellent.
could they get like the farm tax exemption? Or are they domestic? So like it's kind of like with horses.
Well, the only way horses would qualify as ag is if you're breeding them. Like stabling and having an arena and boarding, it doesn't qualify. Although
So
they,
dogs for agriculture and you're breeding them, you could get the farm tax exemption?
what's the farm tax exemption?
Like to say your property is agricultural.
I think you'd need land though, right? You'd have to fall into that land category.
Right,
Uh,
you'd have to be in the
Yeah,
chapter.
well, the woman in Ashby, I think,
Right.
has 6 acres. The one with the that we're speaking of.
So 61A in
Okay.
Massachusetts, 5 or more, but so she should be able to. And if when I
Yeah.
read the law, even though it's a dog, because it is an animal, if she's selling it for profit, they should be able to. It would fall under the. You'd have to look at the state regulation, but I think because it is an animal and you're making profit off the sale of an animal, it can fall under agriculture, even though they're domestic.
Yeah.
Super. All right. Anything else?
As far as your local town getting taxed, any type of benefit, if her business, she'd have to be registered with the town and have a tax ID or LLC registered through her town, then I believe there are certain fees associated with that. I don't know what they are though. I think that's at each town level sets whatever those are.
Great.
Okay. Interesting. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I'll just remind everybody that recently was, I think it was federal guidelines recognized horse board. Is that what it was? Horse boarding?
Yeah, it was horses, I think, as like a whole, which would be, but you, like breeding was considered, so I guess the horse boarding and other aspects of the industry were, but then Mass wasn't recognizing it, so it's kind of pointless to us, but other parts of the country are. So maybe it'll move this way eventually.
Maybe. Yep, keep our fingers crossed. All right, so the next item is the Economic Development Committee revised charge update. I shared this with Kira and Mary Ray last month, but the planning board has changed the charge to remove the requirement of a business owner for our recommendation. And Mary Ray has expressed an interest, and I'd be curious to see if she's still interested.
I did reach out to Kathy Clark and they put me in on an email saying that I was interested and wondering where the committee was at, and no one replied. So
Oh,
I don't know if it's going anywhere.
Kathy reached out to me, Smokestack has been closed the last couple of times I've gone over, so I haven't gotten to speak with her, but so anyways, that's the update on the EDC. And has anybody found anybody that has expressed interest besides Mary Ray?
Nope.
Nope.
I have not. I had actually asked the lady who owns Napa Fresh because it's a business, but she actually didn't think they qualified as farms, so she didn't feel that, they would. I don't know. She just didn't feel that she would be a good candidate for it.
Okay. Well, maybe you feel differently now that that requirement's not there.
That is a good person.
Chris, is that your friend?
Yes, there he is.
Chris, welcome. You are muted. Did I mute you? maybe I have to unmute you.
I got it now. How are you?
There you go. Well, thanks. How are you?
Good, good.
All right. So we were just kind of in the middle of something, but we'll go back to that. Since you popped in, I believe you were here to talk with us about the flyer and advertisements and whatnot.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. Can I get your last name for the minutes?
Yes, Caswell, Caswell.
Excellent. Thank you. So we had been talking about putting together some kind of advertisement, either flyer or trifold or single page, or I'm not sure. We've talked about getting hats and bags and t-shirts and all kinds of swag, but
Okay.
we haven't really gotten anywhere. We haven't really made a
I
decision.
spoke with Mary Ray briefly about the brochure, and I guess it's all dependent on how many sponsors content, well, how big or what size, trifold, barn gates, whatever the case may be. But I think it's a pretty straightforward design. So as far as the other, the apparel and whatnot, I can guide you in the right direction for that.
Okay. I'm not sure how much we have, but we could give you something for your services.
Yeah, it's for a good cause. We'll figure something out.
Okay.
I was gonna look into any possible grants too, Matt, through the state that they might be offering for any ag related, because you guys had gotten one for the signs, right?
Yep, that was from MAAC. Yep. MDAR puts out some funding sometimes. I don't know where else.
And Mary Ray, you sent me those examples, which I can. I'll try to spice it up a little more than that. But as far as the map and what other information that can be provided by you or someone on the panel.
Yeah, Matt, when I have a list in the store. I forget who else has one of like all the farms in town and what they offer. I think I counted, one had left, but I think I counted 16 today. So I can always send you that PDF or send it to everyone, and we can just make sure everyone's on there and whatnot.
Okay.
But do we have to go around and ask these farms if they want to be involved in the brochure?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I would. We've already stepped in it with Stillman's on the Poopapalooza thing. I'd like not to repeat that. So it just err on the side of caution. And yes, I think we should contact people and not only to find out their willingness to be listed, but also maybe what they would like to say or have said or listed. I've tried a few times to do that with the farm map, and I've gotten maybe 15, and there's over 40 on that.
Okay.
So one of these days, COVID's not going to help that either, unfortunately.
So because that would bring up another question. For the map, are we gonna list everything, like all farmland in Lunenburg, and then maybe do like in blue dots and then do in red dots with a key below farms you can go to for products or something like that? Because I think it would be cool to see how much farmland's in town compared to like residential or whatever. Like we would put your parents' farm as a blue dot and then Flat Hill Orchard as a red dot because they have a store where you can go and get things. Yep. I think that'd be cool, and we shouldn't limit places that don't sell anything.
Sure. So what do we have for specific questions or comments or input to Chris?
I was curious on how many, because I'm going to get you pricing on printing as well, because there's obviously bulk printing. I can get it cost effective. I just need to know quantity at some point, how many of these are going to be printing.
When we ask the people if they want to be in the brochure, should we ask if they want to have them in their store? Are we just doing the town hall and then the farmer's market when the farmer markets start? Like I wouldn't mind putting them in the store, the feed store in town.
Oh, you mean as far as locations to place? Yeah, wherever. I mean, I think Tractor Supply in Leominster might not be a bad place. You know, where Kira works, there in Townsend. You know, the local businesses, you know, maybe not Walmart in Hanford, but like Mackey and,
Yeah.
you know,
Aubuchon too, if they'd let us.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to have everybody just brainstorm, spitball, just come up with thoughts and ideas.
When you go to ask the farms if they want to be on it, like one of the brochures you sent, it looked like they had pictures of everyone's business card. Maybe you get those when you go visit and put them in the
Would it look weird if we did like, if a business didn't have a business card to put in there? Would it look weird if we, like, could we build just a block and put your contact information to make it look like mimic a business card? Or should we just,
Yeah, like maybe put like an apple on it if they sell like fruit or something.
kind of make them a little simple thing so it makes it look like they have one?
Now, you mentioned there's about 17 roughly.
Yeah,
Yeah. So with all the other content, just
ones that are selling things.
if we went into the larger block, then we would just have to increase the size to 11 by 14. Well, I mean, just based on space, I'll know as the design process, but if we start getting into the larger blocks and just listing out text for each one, then we might need a little more real estate.
Okay.
Well, I mean, and
That's not a
now
problem.
that you mentioned that, if we did 11 by 17 and did a Z fold, you know,
Yep.
fold in half and then half again.
Yeah,
We
or
could-
barn or gate barn, you know, barn door we can do. There's a few different ones. That would be perfect.
Yeah, well, we could put the farm map on one side and then the listings on the other.
Mhm.
That might work. I don't know if it would be very legible at that small scale though. It's kind of tough to read on. I've got it on a 2x3 sheet, and it's still a little small.
I mean, I can like I said, once we get going at the content, I can lay out options and kind of see what sizing, as in, you know, as we go forward, and if we have to increase it a little bit, you know, there's room for custom, you know, printing, and it won't affect the cost for printing that drastically.
Excellent. And the more color, the more expense, probably, right?
Nope, full color
No?
front and back.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay, good.
Should we split up the list between us and then ask them and collect a business card if they have one? Is that the route we want to do, is the business card? I think it'd probably be the easiest too. And it's kind of a personal touch.
And or logo.
The
You know,
logo.
yeah.
Yep. Because like Highland Farm, I don't know if they have business cards, but they have those logo stickers.
He
Yeah.
does. I have a pile of his business cards in my car.
Oh, okay.
He just made brand new ones.
Nice.
That's a familiar voice. Hi, Kara.
Hi, Chris. I was excited to see your face.
So yeah, no, this will be good. I think you know, once I get the majority, doesn't have to be all the content, just enough to get me going. I can throw together a, you know, PDF, send it off to Mary Ray, and kind of circle it around and get some feedback, and go from there.
That sounds great.
What would the header be, like the title? Was it just say Lunenburg what?
I would say just Lunenburg, Mass, and then underneath and like italicized a right to farm community. Right? And then somewhere on there, whether the small on the bottom, front, or in the back, like sponsored by Lunenburg Ag Commission or something like that.
Yep.
And then I don't know how, it'd be so much easier if we had a social media platform to put this on, but if we wanted to do a picture on the front of a Lunenburg farm, like we could have had a contest on Facebook, and each farm that wanted to be involved could submit a photo, that their favorite photo of their farm, and then we could have made it like a contest with the most likes. That picture gets to go on the front page of the brochure or whatever. Because it'd be kind of boring just to use like the Lunenburg picture that you see everywhere.
Yeah, I was thinking either that or illustration or somewhat of a photo. We can go either way with that.
Yeah, so we'll have to think on that, what we want to do for the main front picture. I don't know, I'll have to look up the other ones and see what they did too.
Hey, Mary Ray, I
Yeah.
bet you Ray McMillan, I can talk to him. I bet you he'd be all in to do like a photo of like the Cherry Hill barn in the background.
Yeah,
Since they're like the biggest farm up there, like right on top of the hill.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so we
that's
should
an
ask
idea.
that, whoever we all speak to or whatever, we should ask them that too, if they have a picture. And then that could be even something we just vote on. If we all, whoever has a picture that they want to submit, we could just vote on it and put that picture. And if we only come up with one person, then we put that picture on.
Oh yeah, that's a cool idea. Or like a collage or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be one picture either. One of them, I think it was the Lee, New Hampshire one. They had a section in the brochure of all cool pictures. So we could also do that, is just have each farm submit a picture or two that they like, and then we can put them all in the brochure. And then if we vote on one that we really think is Lunenburg, Cherry Hill would probably be the best one for the front, because
Like a
everyone
cover photo. I got
through,
you.
but so no one feels left out, maybe throw a picture in of each farm that they like. If we have room, we might not,
Yeah.
but can't hurt to
Yeah.
ask if we're already there.
I think that's a
asking.
great idea.
Yeah, this one from Lee is really nice. Like it.
That one's good.
You guys have no, I mean, as far as the size goes, these aren't going to be mailers, obviously, not put in an envelope. You don't, so the size that can fluctuate. It doesn't have to be set. Okay, perfect.
Is there anything else we want on there besides the map and what they offer? Like, do we want to take any, I think we should put the bylaws on there, no? Because if someone like, I don't know, if you buy a house in town, do you go to the town hall? Like, because I figured we could put these at the town hall. But I don't know, I think it would be a good idea to put the bylaws in, because it would educate people on agriculture in town and the actual
Or
law.
realtors. Maybe
Yeah.
realtors when they sell a house in Lunenburg.
Well, that was part of the right to farm. But there's language in there that says that realtors, I don't know, is it shall or should or can or will or whatever, but provide information regarding the fact that the person's looking at a house in a right to farm community. As far as I know, nothing has been done about that. So this could be another place to use these, is to pass them out to realtors around.
One of them had, I don't know if it was one that I included, but one of them had a little section on how to be a good farm neighbor. And I don't know if we want to do just a section for that.
You want to highlight?
Yeah, I
those, right?
I think, oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, no, it would be a great idea, because I know the house right next to me just sold, and in the course of 2 days, the open house, there was well over, I want to say they had 200 people, and a lot of the people were from out of state or not from this area. And I know a few of them were like looking in the backyard and they're like, "Are those horses?" And I just tongue in cheek, I'm like, no, they're giraffes. I mean, what else would they be? But it's just
Large dogs.
right? I was like, what else? But the point was, there's a lot of people obviously moving out of cities and other areas because of COVID, and they had no idea, and each of them brought their own realtor. So it's not like back when you used to have the seller's realtor there. Because of COVID, it was all the buyer's realtors who aren't local with the area. And, I sat outside hoping some of the potential buyers would come over to ask questions, just because I was really concerned. Like, I hope they realize they're moving in next to a farm. There's horses, there's dogs, chickens. It's noisy. there's the smell of the farm equipment, we have a busy backyard. And so, I wanted to put a sign like right to farm community at the end of my driveway or because it's a common drive, so they share my driveway. But I wanted to put something up just because I don't think the out-of-town realtors realize that either. So if there's some type of communication, anything that we can promote to potential realtors, or if there is a new listing, contacting that real estate agent to say, hey, can you share this with your potential buyers? We just wanted to make you aware. I mean, I think that would be beneficial just because there's a lot of people coming in from out of state or other areas that have no idea about farming or even what a horse looks like, apparently. So
Yeah, if we had the flyer, you could have then given it to the seller
right.
to give to the
Yeah, 'cause-
potential. Yeah.
Right. I didn't want to be like overbearing, but I also wanted people to realize, like, you do realize you're moving next to a farm, because we've all heard those wonderful stories. People move in and then they complain about the smell and a farm. So, anytime there's, a for sale sign and it's not a local realtor, contacting them, or I would have given them a stack of brochures just to put on their counter so they could, anyone that came through their house would know, like, yep, there's a farm next door. So I think it's beneficial if there's a flyer we can hand out, then it would be great.
I'll try and find the town that had it in their flyer and email it out to everyone. We can see what wording they used and tips that they gave or whatever.
Mary Ray, the examples you sent too, you wanted to highlight the farmer's market?
Yeah, we definitely should get a blurb on the farmer's market. And is it always the same time frame, Matt, every year?
No, we've been changing it up. We've changed the hours and we've expanded the season. I don't know. We can say seasonally.
And then maybe just put a link or put something, reach out to the Ag Commission for.
Well, what is it? Farmers Market at Lunenburg Online, right? LunenburgOnline.com.
Oh, okay, perfect. So we could put that to find this year's dates or something like that, just so we don't have to change the brochure as often as.
Sure, yeah.
I can send you all these links too, Chris. Like I can send you the LunenburgOnline.org or whatever, our town website that has a section for the Ag Commission that has a great wording in there. And then I can send you the stuff on the farmer's market too and stuff like that.
I jumped in. Did you guys discuss, do you guys have a Facebook page, or is that up in the works?
No, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's one of those touchy things. Well, because we're a town commission, we're subject to open meeting law, and open meeting law requires a quorum of people to actually open a meeting. And when we've got a quorum that's not public, it's not advertised, and it stinks. I don't like it. It ties our hands in a lot of ways. I mean, it's good for stuff like zoning board of appeals and planning board and stuff like that. But I mean, for the Agricultural Commission, it's kind of a pain in the butt.
Does that go with all digital though, or is that just social media? I mean, even a small website for presence, or is that?
Email, anything. Yeah, any.
Wow. So it's just all down to print.
Yeah. So I mentioned it. I mentioned it when we formed the Agricultural Commission back in 2013, how difficult it was going to be with a bunch of farmers on a group that's what we do. We farm and we talk to each other about farming, and nobody seemed to be too concerned about it. So it's difficult. We've asked numerous places, and we basically need to set up a Friends of the Agricultural Commission.
Yeah.
So it's not actual members, and then they can talk about whatever they want.
Yeah, Rutland has a great one.
Yeah, but but I think it's run by the agricultural members.
One of them.
In place of us having one, Chris, Gina and I started, it's just called Lunenburg Farmers Directory. And it's just, we just share all the farmers' posts on their Facebook page. And we just have a link to the Google Docs that lists all the farms in town, but it has nothing to do with the Ag Commission. We just did it.
But you see, yeah, it gets the word out. or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's one place that Susie can go follow to see all the farmers' things instead of following each farmer, or it's a place for her to see other farms in town that she might not know.
Well, it's good to know. It's tough, but it's good to know.
Yeah. All right, so do we have anything else on that? We've got, did you send him the market application? 'Cause that's more information.
Okay,
I don't know how much of that we could or should use in a flyer.
okay,
That gets updated every year, so we want to make them a little bit, give them a little longevity, but I'm not sure how much we can. So I guess that would be another reason we'd be looking at small batches rather than larger ones.
because we can always just get, like, say we started with 100. Once we're out, we can always order 100 more and then fix it if we need to or whatnot.
So what kind of bulk pricing break?
Yeah, this is what's crazy is the more you, so let's just say 1,000's $250 printed, full color back. So then you go to 2,000, it's only $280. So it gets cheap. It's crazy cheaper as you get it in the quantity because they're running right off the press. So,
Right.
but like you don't want to go out and get 2,000 if you're going to make quarterly changes or what have you. Just
Right. Well,
but the
no,
price hike- go ahead.
I'm glad that came up. We probably should just go ahead and figure out how much we want to spend and see what we can get for that much. We need to figure out what we've got in our account, what's available to us, what it's going to cost to put it together, and then the cost for the final product as well.
Do we
So-
have to get approval to use our money too, other than us here?
No,
Okay,
because that's all. I don't think there's any source of income for this group aside from the market.
okay,
We're not on the budget. I mean, we don't have a budget line, which I think is another thing that we should push for. So what else should we be asking you, Chris? Or
I think
tell?
that's it. I think that's it. Like I said, I'll do my best on the price. As far as design side, I can't control the print, but I want to get you guys up and going, and we'll take it from there. So we'll
Super. Yeah.
If I get the content, I'll have a better idea. I'll throw a number over to Mary Ray. She can share it with you guys, and then we'll go from there. But I don't see it being drastic.
Excellent.
Couple hundred, whatever. And then we'll get something nice looking and go from there.
Great.
Awesome. Thanks. Thank you.
Super.
Okay.
Well, you're more than welcome to stay for the meeting. But if you want to go, then that's fine too.
I think my eyes, it's been a long day. Boy, wearing the glasses, the blue glasses, my eyes have been crazy working today. But yeah, so enjoy and nice meeting everyone. And
Very good.
I'm sure we'll talk again
Yeah, on our market,
you.
we're probably starting in May.
in May.
So, yep.
Okay.
So maybe we can meet face to face.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Okay. Great.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye, everyone.
you.
Take care.
Bye, thanks.
Bye, Ray.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi, Chris.
Take care.
Well, that was good.
Hmm.
So that was. Okay, so yeah, so that was the fourth item. All right, so
Oh,
Get
before
back
we
to-
move on, how
Yes.
do we want to divide up the list here or an email and then go from there over the next month. And then,
Can we do like a blast email and just hit all of the farmers to see their willingness to participate?
yeah, do that.
I mean,
Does it come from our town email or would it come from a personal email? Email people on the town email out that are on personal emails, or does it all through town email?
No, I get emails from personal, and I reply and I send emails out, you know, like, North County Land Trust and other, you know, some of the groups and, DCR and MDR and stuff. So,
I like that idea.
it doesn't, I don't think it makes much difference for us, but, if you could send it from the town, it would be more official.
Okay.
And, you know, and I don't know how official it needs to be. I mean, it's all gonna get vetted out through us here in this group, so.
That might just be easier, send it all out to them if we have their emails, and then whoever we don't get a response from, maybe make a phone call.
Well, that's another thing about the farm list that I have, the 40 plus, is that not a whole lot of them have emails associated with them.
Okay.
Why don't we go ahead and approach the people that we know, that we regularly see, and then, well, I can distribute the list that I have, and I can indicate to you which ones that I've reached out to, and everybody can pick people that they know or that they see, whatever. I mean, I've tried a few times at least to make contact, and it's tough. It's difficult, and it's just going to be harder now. But we don't try, we won't get it done. So
Sounds good.
okay. So we have 6, 7. I would be comfortable making a recommendation for. Oh, and she walked away. Are you throwing your hat in for the Economic Development Committee, Mary Ray?
Yeah, that's fine. I have interest in it. I just don't want to, if it's meeting once a week, I can't do that. But if it's something like this, then I'd definitely be interested in
Yeah,
the voice of agriculture on it.
I'd be surprised if they decided to meet more than once a month to start. But again, it's going to be a decision among the members themselves. So it's and you've reached out to them already.
Yep.
So if that being the case, then I would accept a motion to recommend Mary Ray Holman for the recommendation from the Agricultural Commission to the Planning Board for the position. So moved would work.
so moved.
Thank you.
I
Is there a
second.
That was from Ryan?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
I'm
second.
sorry. Okay, from Greg. So we're gonna have to do this roll call. So all in favor, Ryan?
Aye.
Okay, Greg,
Aye.
Mary Ray,
Aye.
Kira? Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. You guys are all, we don't need you now, sorry. And an aye from,
I unmuted myself.
so I will report that back to the planning board, and we will get you on the agenda to make it official.
Cool.
Thanks. We meet the second and fourth Monday. So we have, we meet this coming Monday. So we've got 2 meetings in February, in March coming up. So it'll be the second and fourth Monday in March. If you're available, that would be great. If not, it's probably not that important.
Okay.
But that would be awesome because you would be the third person and that would make the quorum requirement. And it's been over a year, so excellent. All right, so the public market update that I gave last month is that I have been saying the wrong thing. I started out saying the right thing, and I don't know how I switched it, but getting the public market is available over 10,000 population in the town, and it's by signatures. You need 5% of the registered voters. I spoke with Kathy, with our town clerk. We have something over 8,000 registered voters, so we'd need 450 signatures at a minimum. No, I mean, it's always a good idea to get a few more because they have to be verified by the clerk that they are active registered voters. So that would be a minor undertaking, somewhat challenging in today's times. But what I thought we could do is, if we were interested in going forward on that, is we could all get a sheet and get as many signatures as we could, and as we get signatures, just make sure that they haven't already signed someone else's sheet and that they're a registered Lunenburg voter. So does everybody know about the brick and mortar public market? Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to update that. That's not something that needs to go to town meeting, and it's not something we need to go to the Board of Selectmen for. Once the forms are filled out, they get submitted to the town clerk. The town clerk verifies, and if there are the required number of signatures, forwards that, I believe, then to the select board for ratification or something. I'm not quite sure, but that's how we get there.
Did anyone go to the pop-up market this weekend or last Sunday?
What pop-up?
It was at Stillman's, the greenhouses.
Oh, I don't remember hearing about it.
Yeah, somebody posted it on. I think it's Still Life Farm. I think it's Still Life. They had the greenhouse. They had a bakery there, and I didn't go. I was out of town, and the advertisement looked like it was pretty cool.
I started to share their stuff on I couldn't find them for a little while. And then I think she posted in one of the Lunenburg pages, so I liked the page. I started to share and stuff on the other page.
Who is it? Whose farm is it? Is it
I forget her name right now, but
yeah.
I thought it was one of the Stillmans from out in Western
Brookfield,
Mass.
aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it Curtis? Is it no? Is it Curtis Stillman?
Let me look.
I can't think of the last name, but I know they're out of North Brookfield.
Yeah, and then they had that Rose 32 bakery out of Hardwick or something. They were there.
They did?
Yeah, it's a good bakery.
I know.
Yeah,
I know it's Stillman, but it's different. It's a different Stillman. I know.
Different stuff.
So
yeah, they're using the greenhouses out back, and they're just filling it with vendors, or not filling it, but they're having vendors.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Parker was using one of those.
Yep.
Wasn't he? I don't know if he still.
Yep. I think he still is.
Their Facebook says they're a sister farm to Stillman's farm, and it's called Still Life Farm. Specializes in a winter CSA that spans 5 months.
Nice.
Nice.
I know. So do I technically add them to the directory page?
Well, you probably need their willingness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But say they were willing, if they're only here I guess you would add them and then just put seasonal maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. If the farm itself is not in Lunenburg, but the activity takes place in Lunenburg, then I would think that we'd list the address and whichever farms are involved in the operations that are in Lunenburg, and just, you know, say what it is, like a winter pop-up or something. Let them tell us what it is, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, my question about public market, so what are we going to do about this public market? Are we going to have people run that? Is it going to be like a farmer's market or not really?
Well, as I mentioned before that I had my eye on the kitchen and cafeteria at the Passios.
Yeah.
I don't know how reasonable that is. There's a few other town-owned buildings with commercial kitchens. There's still a bond bill with $350,000 waiting for application for a community kitchen. But I mean, the very first step is just getting it on our books as something that
Right.
we've accepted from Mass General Law. And I don't think that will be a hard sell because it doesn't obligate us to do anything. But it does allow us to publicize or promote for something like that in groups like the TC Passios Building Redesign Committee. So if we had already gotten the signatures and recognized that as something the town accepted, then I certainly would have been all over that TCP BDC group to include the kitchen and cafeteria as, you know, I think what it is, the select board makes the appointment of the location.
Well,
But-
you want a kitchen, because the only reason I brought it up was I was thinking that the old Stone Farm package store, I'm like, that would be a cool public market. But it obviously doesn't have like a kitchen in it to cook or anything, you know?
Well, that's owned by Kevin Hill now, I think.
Yeah,
And
and somebody else, I think, too.
yeah, and he got it for just under 5,000 more than I offered for it, which sucks. But yeah, I mean, and that's the great thing is not having any space particular picked out. Then it kind of opens us up to think about wherever, and it doesn't have to have a commercial kitchen. It's just something that I thought would be a really awesome feature.
Right.
But yeah, it would need some kind of management. It would need some kind of oversight. It would need some kind of budgetary funding, collection, oversight. All stuff beyond me. I'm not a money person. I'm not.
Yeah,
very
so
good.
basically we couldn't afford that place then. Right.
Well, ideally, it would be something the town already owned. I mean, we've got a few surplus buildings. The old primary was something I had thought about. It's probably a long shot because there's already a really strong movement towards tearing it down.
Yeah, that's probably coming down. Yeah, right.
You know, the Boys and Girls Club have been saying that they're outgrown that space. That space might not be bad. You know, the Brooks House. You know, that's something that we certainly can be thinking about, but doesn't have to be decided anytime in relation to getting the acceptance of that public market MGL. So did I answer your question, Greg?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I guess so. Yeah, I was thinking of that place, that's all.
Good. All right. So I think we've just about finished out all our new business. Our ongoing items are community gardens, farm inspections, hats, t-shirts, bags, and other marketing swag. Bylaw references to farm size, AgCom holding land, and working on our map of Lunenburg farms.
Did we ever get any response to the letter from anyone that it got sent out to?
I would have to have sent it out. I haven't sent it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That dropped off my radar. I am very sorry about that. And so, yes. And it's probably not bad because we've changed police chiefs and DPW directors since. But I think I'm trying to remember. There was something that I was waiting to ask. Does anybody feel strongly about the distribution, who they get sent to? Because I don't remember specifically, but I think that it was being sent to people that weren't necessarily directly impacted by the information. I think we should send it to the dog officer and the police chief and the Board of Selectmen. And I don't remember who we decided to send it to.
Sure.
Yeah, I think the animal control, police chief, and maybe the select board.
Yep. Okay. Okay, so I will do that this week. Well, no, today's Thursday. I'll do that next week. I'll write myself a note.
The select board should read it into the minutes too.
What about the Board of Health?
Ooh, that's a good one, Kira.
Yep. BOS, BOH, police chief. So fire chief doesn't need to get it. Police chief, animal control.
The fire chief might want it if, like, people put lights in their coops and barns if they have a potential to catch on fire.
Oh,
Okay,
good
but-
point. Lamps,
but-
lights.
But that was specifically about farm complaints, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
They might want, when we're finished with the map, they might want the map to look at potential places that they don't know about.
Yep. So select board, Board of Health, animal control, police, fire. Okay. Very good. So does anybody have anything that pressing that they would like to discuss in general?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. All right, well, I'm glad everyone was able to make it, and the market season is going to be up on us before we know it. So, Greg, do you know if Shanina is still interested in doing that?
I mean, I'll talk to her. I'm sure her and Mike are going to be talking.
Okay, I mean, I don't want to pressure anybody, and I know things have gotten real difficult for people in a lot of ways.
I mean, she's been so stressed out with teaching and everything else. It's just out of control.
So then maybe we might want to be, well, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but I don't want to get left in the lurch either. I mean, we need to have it set up and able to start when it can and when it needs to.
Okay, I know her and Mike have been talking, so, I mean,
All right, very good.
I'm sure we're gonna have a market. Don't worry.
Excellent.
I mean, it's income for a lot of people. It's a lot of
Yeah.
income for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is a good time and out in the fresh air for a lot of homebound people too, I think.
Maybe we just put it on the agenda for next meeting and maybe they can give us a recap of how last year went, maybe what this year
Yeah.
gonna, if they, whatever.
That's a good idea. Ask them.
Yeah,
That's that.
but the COVID regulations and everything, it's been taking a toll on Mike and stuff. It's just, it's very stressful. They're very stressed out at school and everything, and it's just not good, you know?
Has it been his teaching or his beekeeping? Or both?
Teaching.
Yeah.
Teaching. That's like, yeah, it's taken a lot of mental health on a lot of these teachers.
Yeah.
I think everybody.
Okay.
I think everybody, you know.
I think we're all over it, but whatever.
Jeez, oh man, I think we're all done with it.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, I mean, we still got plenty of time before market starts, you know.
So can we put on the agenda for next meeting to talk about the market, go over last year's market, and then formally ask them if they can come back to do it next year?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have plenty of time. I think that's a good idea.
And a text to both of them and just ask them, put it in their schedule now to pop on for even if it's 10 minutes next meeting.
Yep.
That'd be good.
Even if they can't or don't want to come to the meeting, if they could submit something to.
No, I'm sure they'll still do it, but I think they just need time right now with the teaching, because they go back to teaching like in person March 1st. So they're stressed out. Her and Mike are stressed out about that.
All right.
But yeah, there was a lot of regulations for farmers market last year. You guys were all there. Matt, you were there every market. Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be a little bit lighter this year. I would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and like you said, I was there at the market anyway. So I mean, I can fill in and pick up slack. I certainly can't do the job that they did. But something will get done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
let's
it'll be good to go.
I like Mary Ray's idea. Put on the agenda for the next meeting, and Shanina will talk to Mike, and we'll just go from there. And they should have a better idea by then. I mean, it's still early. We're still in February, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
What we saying, Ryan?
No, it'd be good just to get their take on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Ryan. I can't see you.
That's
Okay. Anything else?
happy snow.
Happy snow. I'll call you guys at 3 a.m. when I wake up.
Not much, huh? No, a little bit.
All right.
I don't know. We're probably not going to get anything.
Man, who knows?
So our next meeting will be, no, the wrong button. March 18th.
Okay.
All right.
March 8th.
So is this, and I need to ask because things have changed so drastically for so many people. Are we still meeting at a good time and on a good day for everybody?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we used to meet at 7:30 and that got bumped up to 7. So, I'm flexible and I'm certainly open to anybody's input or suggestions on anything that would make us work better together or work better for them. I don't think anything that we do is set in stone, so we can change anything that we do.
We're still on for
Do you
Zoom.
think we'd be able to get in person soon? What'd the town say?
We keep asking, and there's no definitive answer. There's no light at that tunnel, at the end of that tunnel.
Okay.
I think it's pretty much dependent upon the governor, and then once the governor lightens the restrictions, then it's dependent on the town. I mean, in my industry, we do meetings like this all the time. We go to other towns and stuff, and some towns are meeting in person.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm not sure who the end all be all making the decision is. But some town meetings are taking place in person now. So
Well, the water department, they're having their meetings in person.
the water department is quasi-public. I'm not sure. They're not oversighted by the town. I'm not sure they're even subject to open meeting law.
You don't think we can meet in person then for the next meeting?
I mean, I wouldn't be against it.
Zoom. I'm going to be in Florida,
Oh, sorry.
or I can pop in on Zoom.
You can take a quick flight for the meeting and then go back.
Well, the problem with meeting in person right now, while it's still restricted by the town, is that we need to do it in a town building, and the town buildings are restricted.
Okay.
Right. Water department's completely separate, right?
Right. They're meeting in their
For the
own
most part.
building, right?
Yeah, no, they've got their own board of directors. They're a very much separate entity. I've heard them referred to as quasi-public, which is why I repeat it, but I'm not sure that that's even entirely accurate.
Right.
So, all right, I guess this is the time that I would be accepting of a motion to adjourn. If there's nothing else, I don't want to cut anybody short.
Do a motion to adjourn.
Okay. October. Is there a second?
I second.
I
Okay.
second. Or Minute Ray.
Okay. All in favor, we got to do a roll call. Ryan,
Aye.
Mary Ray, Greg,
Aye.
and an aye for myself. Excellent. Well, thank you again, everybody, for coming, and have a great month. And we will be in touch.
Yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everyone.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, at 8:13. How do I do this?